So we're going to start this morning in a supported heart opener with the bolsters to open up the heart. If you've got a flatter bolster, or even if you just want to try, you could potentially bring the bolster crosswise. I'll show you both ways. This can be a little bit more intense, especially if the bolster is quite high. So you're going to want to have the bolster underneath the rib cage, and then the head is resting on the floor. Or the other way is this way. This way just doesn't quite open in the same way, but both will work. So you can give it a try. And then also, if you have the bolster crosswise, but you just can't quite get the head on the floor, we can prop you up. Yeah, might need to be a bit lower. Yeah, the bolster is kind of in the middle of the back. Yeah, let's try and support your head here, Becky. Is that better? Okay. Arms can open. It might need to be even lower there, Anne. Yeah, give that a try. And then bring your head all the way back. I've got a block here for you.
That's about as oh, there.
There it is. Does that feel stable?
That's good.
Okay, and then can you bring your arms out like that? Does that feel okay? Or feels like it's too much here?
Yeah, for the lumbar.
For the lumbar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I do that this way?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, totally. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Yeah. When the low back is tight, it does make it hard. So, of course, with all of these shapes, it's okay. Let's get a blanket here. Actually, Shannon, can I steal these?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just pop up there. Yeah. Does that feel like enough, or do you want one more?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. It takes time. All right, so as you come into your supported heart opener, what's most essential is that it feels as though you can be here for the next little while. So if it's already feeling a little bit too intense, then chances are 10 minutes from now, it's not going to be working. So really noticing if you're going to be able to stay here in this place. Yeah, so just as you're all doing, beginning to take some really big breaths. Mm-hmm. Big, full breaths in. Some audible sighs out. Now, as you intentionally shift your focus, shift your awareness away from your mind, and into your body. As we begin our journey through the theme of sovereignty over these next 6 weeks, we're beginning our journey with this concept of boundaries and safety. And today we'll work within this exploration through the realm of the body. So how we might begin is by feeling the boundary of your body. Notice where your body ends and the floor begins as your body meets the floor. Take a couple deep breaths and notice how your breath stretches the boundary of your body. Your body is a flexible container. Your body is a container for your mind, for your emotions, for your energy. And start by exploring this container by inhabiting the internal space within it. How does this body feel? What's the experience of living within your body? And as you inhabit your body, are you able to sense the boundaries of it? Where do you end and the floor begins? Where do you end and the seemingly empty space surrounding you, where does that begin? And again, you may notice how you can stretch these boundaries. And this shape is such a great example of that. As you breathe deeply, you'll feel how the boundary stretches with that deep abdominal stretch that you feel as you breathe in. like to think of this boundary stretching as an opportunity to increase capacity. To create more space within the container of your body. Keep breathing. Keep feeling and noticing. We oftentimes think of boundaries as an idea, as a concept. Keep tuning in to the boundary of your body. This helps to create boundaries around the mind. Can we keep the mind contained within the body, within the present? Can we boundary the mind into the here, now? Here, now. Here, now. We'll play with the boundary of our breath. So take an exhale when you're ready. Just fully empty, completely empty the lungs. And then when you're ready, take a full inhale. Inhale as deeply, as fully as you can. And then through the nose, exhale just half of the capacity of your lungs. And then fill the lungs up again. Put as much air in as you can. And then through the nose, slowly exhale all of the air. Absolutely every bit in your lungs. Squeeze the tummy in and up. Use the diaphragm to completely empty the lungs. And then inhale again, deep breath, all the way, fully fill. Through the nose, exhale half the capacity. And then inhale again to fill, full capacity. Feel the boundary of your body stretch, and then slowly with control through your nose, exhale all of the air from your lungs. Using the diaphragm to push the last little bit out. And if this makes you cough, let yourself cough. This is a good way to flush the lungs. And then the next time you're ready, inhaling again, fully fill. Feel how much you can pack in there. And then exhale just half. Again, inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. Pack it in, pack it in. Through the nose with control, slowly exhale all the way, completely and fully exhaling. Letting those coughs come if you need as you flush the lungs. Inhale to fill all the way. Exhale half. Inhale to fill again, packing as much breath in. And then exhale all the way, completely and fully emptying the lungs. Last one, inhale to fill. Exhale, half. Inhale to fill again, and now this time hold the breath as long as it feels possible, not on the verge of passing out. If it starts to get uncomfortable, then you can let it go sooner, and this letting go is a sigh when you're ready. There's no rush. And when you come into that sigh, return to your natural breath. And if you're still retaining, still holding, that's okay too. And when you've come back into that natural breath, feel your body. Feel how this energy moves within the boundaries of your body and how it expands those boundaries, plays with them. Really feeling, really noticing the impact of your breath. Beautiful. Now from here, friends, since we're all positioned slightly differently in our heart opener, in the way that's going to feel most natural and easiest for your body, we'll begin to make our way to our hands and our knees. Now, for some of you, if you're reclined back where the bolster is across your mat, I find the best way is to bend my knees, plant my feet, support my head, and sort of lift off the bolster. But another way is to roll to the side, roll off, and then come up. And please take your time. There's no rush. In fact, the slower we can maneuver, oftentimes the better. Coming to hands and knees as you're ready, no rush getting there. And you don't have to wait. You can right away start to move the body intuitively in the way that feels good. What does your body need? Really listening. Maybe rocking side to side, maybe arching the spine, tucking the tailbone, bringing the chin to the chest. Maybe inhaling to lift the tailbone, drop the belly, open the heart, lift the head. And as you do this, as you move intuitively in and through your body, you'll experience the boundaries of your body through the stretch. And I encourage you to really play in that place. Find those edges, those boundaries. And like any boundary, don't blow past it. Honor it by feeling it. What does it feel like to experience the boundary of my side body? This is as far as it wants to go, and to breathe into it. What does it feel like to experience the boundary of my back body, my front body, whatever the case may be, through your natural movement? Beautiful. And then you can play with these boundaries by, when you find them, holding them and breathing into them. And then from here, coming back to center. So you're just in a neutral place on your hands and knees, and you may want to be facing towards the front of the room just so you can see me if you need to. Might be helpful. No problem. When you're ready, let's take the right arm, open it towards the right. So you're really opening and lifting. And then as you exhale, feed that arm in between your knees and your hand, coming on to the side, the right side of the head, and a little bit onto that right shoulder. Breathing deeply into that right side body, you may feel comfortable to stretch that left arm towards the front of the room. Come onto the tips of the fingers. And then walking those fingertips towards the right over the head so you can look underneath the armpit for a twist. So only coming as far as feels comfortable here and breathing. As I was saying, it's so important that we play within the boundary of our body, but that also we respect that boundary. Because always what's on the other side of our boundary is injury. We can play with the flexibility of that boundary. We can massage it. We can explore it. But if we ignore it, it's usually when we get hurt. Nice. From here, slowly bring your palm beside your face, that left palm, and then press into it to help yourself lift up. We'll open that right arm again. Deep breath in. Then exhale to bring that hand down. Nice. Let's move to the other side. When you're ready, left arm lifts and opens, expanding towards the left. Exhale to draw that arm through in between the knees and the hand coming onto left shoulder, left side of the head. Breathe here. This might feel good here. You may want to stay here. You may want to reach that right arm towards the front of the room, the top of your mat. And then with your fingers, begin to walk that hand over the head towards the opposite direction so you can turn and look up towards the ceiling. Yeah, breathe deeply. Exploring and marveling in the flexibility of the boundaried container of your body. And yet simultaneously honoring where the body says no further, no more, or too much. As many of you have heard me say before, how we do anything is how we do everything. And if we do not respect the boundaries of our body, we usually don't respect any boundaries anywhere. Keep breathing. Nice. Slowly bring that right hand back beside the face. Press into the hand as you lift up and out, opening again towards the left. Deep breath. And exhale to bring the hand down. Nice. From hands and knees, from here, you can stay just as you are. I'm just going to turn to demonstrate. Tuck your toes under and then slowly begin to sit back onto the toes. Oftentimes the pinky toe doesn't quite make it, so I like to reach back and tuck the pinky toes under. And then we can begin to sit as far back onto the toes as feels comfortable. So the knees are still on the floor. And this can be really intense. So oftentimes it can feel good to keep your hands on the floor so that we don't feel like it's too intense for the toes. Or if it feels okay, we can let all of the weight come back onto the heels. So knees are on the floor, toes are tucked, and we're stretching through the feet, through the plantar fascia. And if we've spent a lot of time in our life shoving our feet into tight shoes or high heels, this can be a tight one. So breathing here as we stretch and feel the boundaries of the feet, the plantar fascia. This is the yogic here for plantar fasciitis. Deep breaths. Nice. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Nice. Slowly come forward. Come back onto hands and knees. Untuck the toes and either tap the tops of the feet or massage them. Just letting go of some of that stiffness, some of that tightness. Nice. If you're wearing socks, this would be a good place to pop those socks off. From our hands and our knees, we'll tuck the toes again, and this time we'll lift the pelvis up into the air as we come into a downward facing dog, shifting the weight towards the feet. Yeah. Once you're in your downward facing dog, let the head hang heavy. Let the shoulders relax. Beautiful. And start to pedal the feet, taking opposite bends in the knees. So we want to be on the whole hand, Vicky.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, maybe take a longer stance. So step your feet back to here. That's right. Perfect. And then you're just going to go like this. Yeah, bend one knee, let the other leg straighten, breathe into that straighter leg, feeling the boundary. Yeah, totally. You'll feel the boundary pretty quickly, don't we?
Why do we bend one?
Because when it's sort of like anything, if we have dual resistance, we have two hamstrings, right, that we're trying to stretch. If we bend one knee, we have half the resistance. Yeah, so it's easier, right, to get a deeper stretch through that opposite leg. Beautiful. Nice. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Nice. From here, shift your weight forward, drop your knees back down to the mat, lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Forehead can come to the floor, palms can stay underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your hands, lift your legs. Everything that can lift lifts off the floor. Exhale, everything lowers back down. Keep moving in this way. Inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, everything lowers. Beautiful. Keep going. Really feel like you're rounding through that upper back as if you were trying to curve around a big beach ball. Yeah. Really notice how this activates the back body, strengthening the back body, which oftentimes doesn't get a lot of work. We spend so much time forward facing, forward moving. We kind of forget about the back body. This is a really good way to feel the edges, feel the boundary, the space in that back body. Now the next time you lift up, stay up and keep breathing. Breathe the belly into the mat, massage those internal organs. If it's hard on the shoulders, bring the palms closer towards the bum. So just like rather than having the arms forward, draw the palms so they're right beside the rib cage. Feel the boundary of the belly moving against the floor. One more big breath in. Exhale, lower down, let the forehead connect to your mat. Take a couple breaths here. Rest the arms down, the legs down. Breathe into your lower back. Notice how much more you can feel the boundary of that back body now. How it's come alive. And slowly come back up to hands and knees. Taking your time. From hands and knees, when you're ready, bring the right foot forward in between the hands. And if it only kind of comes like this, grab onto it and pull it forward. So we're coming into a lunge. Yeah. You got it. And then from here, slowly begin to lift the hands up off the floor, bringing the palms or the hands onto the hips. That's right. Nice. Now from here, we're going to work with the boundary of the pelvis. And we're going to start by feeling if the pelvis is actually squared forward. So notice if you've got the hip kind of turning to the side. See if you can draw that front leg bone into the hip socket. Yeah. And then squeeze your glute in that back leg. And I like to poke it a little bit. It's like wake it up.
I must say, the very first yoga class I ever went to Mary, that was one of your cues. And I continually use that.
Oh, thanks, Donna. Yeah. The pelvis is a place where it can be really easy to get unstable. So we really want to keep it square. Now draw the tailbone towards the front heel. And notice how that works with that back leg. Yeah? All you have to do is draw the tailbone forward. Now, it's amazing how hard this is. We're not even really doing anything.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
It's incredible.
Since I came here.
It's hard for me too. Now, if you feel a lot of pressure in the back knee, a couple things you can do. And one is to tuck the toes and lift the leg. Play with that. But it makes it a bit harder for that back leg. Now, when we're shaky, we're playing in the boundary, aren't we? We're just going to feel it for a little bit. A couple breaths. If you feel like you've got the extra energy, arms can come up. Now, how we stay here and balance. Find somewhere to stare at on the floor or the wall. One pointed focus. Breathe. Big breath in. Nice. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Drop the knee down. Slowly bring that front knee back. Let's come into a child's pose. Toes are untucked. Fold the belly over the thighs, either stacking palm on top of palm or fist on top of fist and resting the forehead there. Or if the forehead easily comes to the floor, palms face up beside the heels. Breathe. Isn't it amazing how much we feel without really doing a lot? Now there's healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries we massage, we work out, we feel into, we give space for. And then there's rigid boundaries within the body, places that are tight and they're too tight because we haven't worked them out. We haven't got in there to examine the boundary. Sometimes rigid boundaries help us protect places that feel vulnerable, so we're not willing to play in the boundary. That's okay. Because boundaries, they're all about safety. And one of the biggest lessons I learned, especially over the last 2 years, is that safety is an inside job. No one else can create safety for us but ourselves. Safety is a felt sense. And we have to create it for ourselves. And this is what sovereignty is. Nobody else can make us safe. or make us feel safe. Okay, let's come back to hands and knees, please, when you're ready. Because we have two legs, we must lunge other side. Left leg forward. And if you found that the pressure on that back knee was really intense, you're welcome to fold a blanket or use one of the blocks underneath your knee. Help that foot forward so we've got a good amount of space. And when you're ready, come up, bring the hands onto the hips. That's right. Once again, draw that front thigh bone, the femur, draw it into the hip socket. Helps to stabilize the pelvis. And then draw the tailbone forward to that front foot, front heel. Breathe. Nice. Feel the inner thighs. Feel them activate. Oftentimes when we don't protect ourselves with the boundaries of our muscles, with our strength, then other muscles compensate. We have to protect ourselves. That's right. Now, option if you like to tuck that back foot, come up into that high lunge. Keep breathing. And again, if balance is a little bit sketchy here, find one place to stare at. A notch on the floor or on the wall and focus there. Don't let the eyes glaze over. Really see if you can concentrate on the detail. If you got the energy, arms can come up. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe. All there is to do is keep drawing that tailbone forward. Beautiful. Just one more inhale. Exhale, slowly come down. This time we'll step the foot back with the back foot lifted. We'll come back into that downward dog for a couple breaths, lifting the pelvis, shifting the weight to the feet. Take a couple sighs, shake the head. Yes and no. Let the head get heavy, the neck really loose. Beautiful. Nice. Now slowly begin to shift the weight forward, and you get to decide if you want to drop the knees down this time or if you'd like to lower to your belly straight from a plank. You choose. Inhale again when you're ready. Lift everything off the floor. Head, chest, arms, legs. Exhale, lower that down. A couple more times with your breath. Inhale to lift. Keep the palms by the rib cage, easier on the shoulders. Nice. Exhale. Next, inhale, lift, stay up, breathe into the belly. Notice how this may rock the body. One more inhale. Nice. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Turn your head so the right ear comes onto the floor. And then extend your arms along your body, palms face up beside your legs. Now as you breathe here, feeling how turning your head to the side opens into the neck. Yeah. And you may notice that if you're anything like me, If you've had any neck stuff, it'll be hard to actually let go into this. There'll be a part of you that's bracing against. So the goal is to see if you can let go, and if you can't, whatever way you're looking, bring that arm up so that it's a bit easier on your neck. Yeah? There you go. You want to be able to let go. So if the purpose of boundaries is to create safety, then we need to actually create a healthy boundary for ourselves. Why is the purpose of boundaries to create safety? Because it's in safety that we can let go. It's in safety that we can relax. If we don't feel safe, we feel the opposite, which is afraid, which is stressed, which is tight. And many of us, we're just so used to not being safe, to not being relaxed, that we're not even tuned in to when we need boundaries. We're just so used to blowing past them. Take a breath in. Let it go. And slowly, really slowly, turn your head the opposite direction. Bring the opposite arm up if you need, if that's supportive for your neck. So you're bringing the same arm up as the direction that you're looking to help decrease the amount of pressure on your neck. And try to let go. Try to let go and soften into the floor. Little by little, letting go. Take a big full breath in. Sigh that out. Nice. And then in the way that's most comfortable for your body, just going to simply flip over onto the back body. Just simply rolling onto your back, keeping the head at the top of your mat where it is. As you roll over onto your back body, there's no rush. Have your knees bent, your feet flat, and your arms alongside your body. Yeah. Feet are under the knees, hip width apart and parallel. Now from here, as you inhale, slowly begin to lift the pelvis up off the mat, shifting your weight to your shoulders, lifting up into a bridge pose. So just lifting the pelvis as high as feels good, opening through the chest, expanding the shoulders. And then as you exhale, slowly come back down. So we'll roll with this a few times. Inhaling, lifting the pelvis, shifting up to the shoulders. And exhale, coming down. And with this, if it would feel comfortable for you, it might also feel good to lift the arms. So as the pelvis lifts, you lift the arms up and the arms come all the way to rest on the floor behind the head. And then as you exhale to bring the pelvis down, the arms come back down alongside the body. That's right. Beautiful. Move with your breath. Now play with the boundary here. What's stopping you and where? Really noticing. What's keeping you from going further? Is it the resistance through the front body? Is it the pelvis? The low back? Is it the muscles through the chest? We're not exploring this because we need it to be different. It's just so that we know. What's creating the boundary here? Beautiful. Now the next time you come up, stay up, but this time keep the arms alongside the body. Beautiful. Now keep breathing here. Now we can play with this boundary. How would it feel to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling? Maybe, maybe not. That's okay. We're just playing. We're just noticing what happens. If you lifted one leg, try the other. Yeah. Eventually, both feet planted, no rush. Keep breathing. And see how you can open through the chest more without pushing the pelvis up. Can you shuffle the shoulders closer to the feet? Can you push into the feet and open the chest more? You don't thrust the pelvis forward. That's just going to compromise the sacrum. Breathe into the chest. Breathe into the collarbones. Play with the flexibility of the boundary. Yeah, it's a great question, Anne. If you keep thrusting the pelvis forward, you're going to crunch into the sacrum. So what we want to do is rather than lifting the pelvis and thrusting it up to get higher, what we want to do is we want to actually focus on opening through here.
Oh,
and we can do that without pushing the pelvis. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Nice. Deep breaths. All right. One more inhale. Let your exhale lower you down one vertebra at a time. Low back comes to the floor before the bum. Nice. Now, once you come down, the temptation is going to be to draw the knees or rock the knees. See if you can resist the temptation and just let everything settle. Let it settle. Let it settle. Let it settle. I'm just going to bring my hands onto your knees here, Sylvie. Watch it settle. Bring my hands onto your knees here.
That feels that really eases that lower back.
Yeah. Nice deep breaths. Just bring my hands onto your knees here. It's okay. Deep, deep breaths. Just gonna bring my hands onto your knees here. Just gonna bring my hands onto your knees here, Donna. Is that okay for your knee?
And that's straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look like it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Walk your feet so they're as wide as your mat. Start to windshield wipe your knees side to side, all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Rock your head as you rock your knees. Loosen up any tension residing in that low back. Nice. Now come back to center and bring the right ankle or the bottom of the right leg onto the left thigh. Yeah. And then you're going to keep windshield wiping the knees side to side, but holding the legs like this. Let that foot that's on the floor maneuver in any way that it needs to help you move side to side. So that foot doesn't need to stay stationary. Now, the next time that your legs fall over to the left side, let them stay there. Bring that right foot flat onto the floor and see if you can reach down and grab onto the right ankle with the left hand. I'm just helping to firm the leg where it is. And the foot can come closer so that you can reach if need be. And then what you're going to do is just simply start to relax the right hip, which is kind of hanging in the air. Just going to relax it down towards the floor, just to help bring in some opening and tuning into the resistance, the boundary in that right hip, right glute. Is everybody picking up what I'm laying down here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're going to plant this foot on the floor. This foot, yep. Plant it on the floor, flat on the floor. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay, so you're already feeling it through here? Okay, then there's nothing to do. That's great. Yeah, and you're feeling it there too as well, Vicky. Okay, then you can just let go of the leg. Yeah, and it can just push against this one. Yeah, and you're just going to let everything relax this way, including the hip. You feel it through here?
Oh, yeah.
Then that's what we're looking for. Yeah. Feels okay? Okay. Okay, so we can let go of that foot. We're focusing on holding this foot if we were going to hold a foot. Yeah, yeah. And if you can, yeah, just planting it there. And then you're going to let this, as you're planting here, this relax back down this way. So what it does is it creates resistance through here. Yeah, and through the low back. Yeah. Feels okay? All right. Deep breaths. Nothing like hips to show us boundaries and resistance. All right, if you're hanging on to your ankle or your foot, you can let that go. Just slowly unwinding in the way that's going to be most comfortable for your body. Bringing the pelvis back to center. If it's shifted around, take your time. When you're ready, we'll do the same thing other side. So left ankle comes onto right thigh. And again, we'll start by windshield wiping the legs just as they are, back and forth. Massaging over the glutes and just slowly inviting the hips to open. And then the next time the legs come over to the right side, let them come all the way down to the floor. Maybe the leg just presses against the other and that's as much resistance as you need. Or maybe you can reach down and grab onto that left ankle with the right hand. Either way, the goal is to soften that left hip back down towards the floor. Breathing into that left hip. Turning towards the boundary. Massaging it out, honoring it. My teacher Shakti, she used to say, our body is only as flexible as our mind. It's possible to be too rigid and it's possible to be too flexible. Always we're looking for balance. Boundaries are an essential part of that. Especially when we consider the hips. It's possible to be too flexible in the hips.
Is that right? To be too flexible?
Oh yeah, you can be so flexible that it's hard for the pelvis to hold itself together. Yeah, there's a lot of like well-known, very flexible yoga teachers that have had hip replacements, knee replacements, because they're so flexible that their body can't support itself. Mm-hmm. Totally. You got to find the middle way. It's always about the middle way. All right, deep breath in. Let it go. Nice. In the way that feels best for your body, start to unwind, slowly come back to center. Bring the pelvis back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Take some rocks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, massaging, rocking all the way to the right, all the way to the left, ear to ear, side to side, hip to hip, hugging the knees in. Mm-hmm. A nice, good massage for the back body. And as you're squeezing your knees into your chest, come back to center and squeeze the knees in as deeply as you can. And then at the same time, as you're deeply squeezing your knees into your chest, press your tailbone down towards the floor. Head is still on the mat at this point. Yeah. Breathe into the belly. Nice. Take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, lift your forehead up towards your knees, round your spine, breathe into your back body, make yourself really small, tiny, tiny little cannonball. Nice, take one more inhale here. As you exhale, slowly release as you come back down onto your mat. Extend the legs out over the bolster that I've placed beneath you so that your legs are supported, and we'll come into a Shavasana. Now, as you come into Shavasana, if you feel like you'd like to be covered with a blanket, just bring one palm onto your belly, and I'm happy to come and cover you up. Mm-hmm. You want both of these?
Yeah, that would have worked.
Now get really, really comfortable here. Would you like a blanket? You're okay? All right. Head is in center, arms alongside the body. You're welcome. Now, before we come into a really deep place of Shavasana, we'll finish off by just exploring the boundaries of the eyeballs. So I'll get you to look up towards the ceiling. Eyes are open. And I'd like you to roll your eyes into the back of your head. Look as far up as you can without adjusting the position of your head. Stretching your eyeballs up, 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 up. Keep breathing. Stretching, 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 stretching. Beautiful. Now slowly look down as far as you can look down, stretching the balls of the eyes down. And then all the way to the left as far as you can, stretching the eyeballs to the left. And all the way to the right. Now, bottom left corner. So not quite to straight to the left, but like left corner. And then upper right corner. bottom right corner, upper left corner, and then roll the eyes to the right a few times. So full roll of the eyeballs to the right and then up the left. And then other way. Now bring the eyes back to center and squeeze the eyes shut. Make a tight face. Now I want you to tense your whole body. Squeeze your glutes, make fists with your hands, tighten your legs, tighten your whole body. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and then let everything, the body breath, go. And start to melt. Let the jaw soften. Let the breath soften. Come back into that felt sense within you. We cannot explore the concept of boundlessness, of unity, of oneness with all, without also exploring individuation, sovereignty, and the boundary of where I end and the many begin. And so, as I've said before, the purpose of boundaries is to create safety. So as we've explored the boundary of our physical body, see if the body feels safe. Does your body feel as though it's a safe container that you can live in, a safe home, a safe abode to abide in? Can you cultivate safety as an internal felt experience? you're resting here. Don't change anything, even your breath. Just simply become aware of how your body is breathing. Notice where your inhale ends and the exhale begins in this subtle, uncontrolled breath. And once again, tune in to the boundary of your body. Feel yourself living within the container of your body. And a container must have boundaries. The only way my coffee cup can hold my coffee is with its physical boundaries. Can you feel how your body holds and contains you? Now from this place, let's begin to deepen the breath, expanding the boundaries of the breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to wiggle your lips and your nose. Begin to rock your head from side to side, ear to ear. Maybe rolling your ankles, your wrists. Maybe reaching your arms behind you and taking a big morning stretch. Stretching your body, stretch, 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 and let that go with a sigh. When you're ready, draw your knees into your chest, bring them in, give them a good squeeze, rocking. And slowly rolling to whichever side feels most comfortable into fetal position. Take a couple breaths there. And as you feel ready, no rush at all, take your time. Coming up to a seated position to end our practice together. Once you're there, there's no rush again. Please really take your time. Just touching your body with your hands in some way. Maybe that's your legs or your heart and your belly. It's actually feeling the boundary of your body. It's okay. Feeling yourself as this individual sovereign body and being, connected and yet simultaneously separate from everyone else. Not one or the other, but both. Feel your individuality, your sovereignty. Not as an idea, but as a felt experience within the container of your body. Bringing your palms together at your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me from my heart to yours. Namaste.